Ogden, Utah. I'm not missing this opportunity for a history lesson here. No one seems to care about it, and this is a big deal. So remember the old flower vase that used to sit there made out of plastic, the big flowers in 3-dimension at June's floor right there? Yeah, that was me. I did that. I stuccoed that. Anyway, I'm not missing this opportunity here. By the way, you should go through the coffin. I was just over there walking through the back side. Oh, 118 at the university. I bet it was 125, 130 a year. I mean, it blew historic. But this is important because it's coming up on 200 years in Ogden. The murderers got here. Government sponsored. The fur traders. Jedediah Smith, Jim Bridger, Ashley. 1822. So, this is important. The Spaniards had been here in the western United States fighting the natives, indigenous people for 300 years. And do not kill you. The Spanish invaders were murderers. Stealing children. Oh yeah, that was you want to talk the child sex trade. That's little soldiers buried right next to my dad in West Weaver Cemetery. It's irony because I was up on the hill, the beautiful cemetery up there. She was talking about, my friend was the gravedigger of these. We used to dig up bones there all the time. This is historic and this is important. I'm gonna go talk to South Ogden, see if they plan on, and it's redwood. You see it? You know, could it be saved? I don't think so. It's historic and it's important. What is it? Think about this. All the monuments they're taking down, Jim Bridger. No. Kit Carson. The Long Walk. Genocidal maniac. Well, he was much more complicated than that. Fucking murderer. He lived here. The movie Revenant, when they shoot the scene, that's based on Jedediah Smith, Jim Bridger. It's right here. You know, right there. That's where their fort was. So, he was a murderer. Here, Taos, New Mexico, you know, he was married to an indigenous girl for Abby. Oh, you fucking right, he was a murderer. You know, the Scottish, Irish, well, Connors had Scottish, Irish roots too, didn't he? Bear River murderer. So, it's irony to me because a lot of these markers are being taken down right now. I mean, what's going on in the country? The great Indian killers. Who did it? He was paid by the United States government. A lot of people don't know this was a bounty house. Now in San Diego, the statue at Old Town is my great-grandfather, Abraham Hunsaker the first. Abe the Fourth here. Him and Captain Brown, the Mormon Battalion, they're the people that found the gold at Sutter's Mill. This is irony because I just misspoke yesterday. I said this is an oak. It's an elm. It's an old, I believe it's a native tree. A lot of these, so you think about that. I was just talking, I was up on there doing it, my dissertation, you know, talking about this ancient spiritual ground. You know how many people he murdered? Oh, he murdered thousands. Scorched earth, Oregon. Oh, this is the first scorched earth policy. Burned the Navajos' corn out. Killed them, murdered them. You know, even that's his monument. That's his marker there. By the way, I think probably Malin, the mayor, did it, which was a magnificent rock mason. You know, they need to save the stone from it. I think it's irony. It's built with redwood. Well, they cut down the fucking redwoods. But get some history here. Think about it. 118-mile-an-hour winds. And the old. Most of these trees are not native. You know, the pines that are planted here. This one, I believe, was. Big old beast. You know, there's the sign. I think it's the stop sign or yield sign. Well, and this wind snaps off the metal goalpost at Weaver State University, and so they've been there for 70 years. Snapped them in two. The National Weather Bureau said this is going to be 70 mile. I'm arguing. You play back the tape, Your Honor. You know, so Kit Carson lived here. You know, so it's irony that Fremont Island out by my house, the lake's gone dry, you can walk to it. Literally. I can take you out there. His cross. They were going to change West Weber out there, West Weber County. They want to incorporate and turn it into a city. You know, I've been there the whole time, so I show up the hearing and we vote. Everybody has to think. So I put up a name. What do you suggest, Kevin? I stood up and I said, I suggest we change West Weber to West Weber and just, you know, pay some more taxes. So they vote. They had 8 names that got through committee. That was one of them. Oh, it won. So they wanted to name it Fremont. James Fremont, you're talking one of the mass murder killers of all time. Who was here for a little teeny while, but really they were paid by the United States. There's a bounty house in San Diego in Old Town. I've done work there. The Gary House, they'll say it was an orphanage. No, they sold those children into slavery. Spanish Fork, Little Soldier fought back. Everybody thinks Little Soldier lived here in Ogden. Little Soldier, along when they killed Chief Cherokee right over on Harrisville, there's a monument the Ogden Utah pioneers put there at Mount Ford. That's my grandma put that up. And the one where the Harrisville church is. That's where they murdered Chief Cherokee. Stewart, I mean, he shot him in the head. So they retaliated. And when they retaliated, the oldest guy here, the oldest whitey here, his name was Ralph Blanch. Yeah. My great-great-grandpa. They put an arrow through his fucking heart. And when they buried him in the ancient Shoshone burial ground, my grandmother says to tell, they showed up in full headdress. The Spaniards had been murdering the indigenous people. Shoshone, my friend who was Shoshone here, she used to call herself Shoshone. Now we're different Shoshone, you know, the Goshutes, the Paiutes, you know, the Navajos, he fucking scorched earth. I mean, what he did, oh, he was a ruthless fucker. I mean, ruthless. Bear River Massacre. This is irony because I'm putting this up because 9/11. I'm the guy that named the Bear River Massacre the first 9/11 on September 12th, 2001. Hey, 19 years. Yeah, the Bear River, they went on for days, the Mountain Meadow Massacre. Yep, you got it. 9/11, September dawn. The wind's finally dying down, but I wanted to get this. This is historic and it's important. You know, I don't know, I'm going to go talk to them, see what they're going to do with the redwood. Wow. What a metaphor, huh? You cannot make it up. Fremont was here he was here a long time. The trappers, you know, in the movie they say in Francis, est-ce que vous parlez français? Who's the savages? Mass murdering killers. Oh yeah. Complicated, but he was working paid by the government. He'd ride his mule from Taos all the way to the White House. They'd give him a bedroom, he'd sleep in a sleeping bag. He's a little teeny short guy, real ugly, hideous, creepy dude. But the long walk, oh boy. So his roots here in Ogden, I think it's incredible irony and metaphor. I think it's unbelievable irony. And by the way, some of the greatest rock masons in history, and I'm a rock mason. This thing's a masterpiece, the stonework on it. I think probably Claude Malin himself did it. He was the mayor of Ogden, beautiful rock mason. And he was the mayor, now they're just masons. I restored the 1905 Masonic Temple right down the fucking road. I'm from a rope and hand chisel 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. Where's the plaque to Kevin Blanch? Fuck me. So I'm not missing this opportunity. You know, everybody wants these monuments taken down. You know, I say leave them up as our, you know, monuments to evil, which I call here in Utah blood. But I think it's incredible. It's, like I said, these are mostly non-native trees. You know, the big pines. Where'd you sleep last night? Don't you? In the pines, in the pines. So this is a native tree. I misspoke. I said, oh, it's an elm. It's native. I'm almost positive. I know my trees around here. Right through it. Unbelievable. He was a mass murdering fucking killer. Oh boy, was he again. Now I'll do more of these, try to get the history of Ogden. It's important. It's important because nobody gives a shit. You know, so they just come in, they'll bulldoze it, it's over. People say, oh, I don't even remember, there's not even pictures of it. I've got another old video I gotta find a did of it. You know, thinking I gotta get it where I can, but they want to take them down. Oh, Mother Nature. took this evil fucking killer down, and he was a fucking monster. He had a native wife. Now, he's much more complicated as just a murderer. You know, the fur rapers. You know, John Weaver said there were more songbirds, more fur here than anywhere on the face of the earth right here. You know, I could write books and books and books about Brigham Young was told to come down here. He went the other way, Donner Party. I mean, go on and on and on and on and on. You know, I could take you out to the cross, his cross. It's on Fremont Island. Don't you love that one? You know, I tell lots of stories. I have a decoy that donated to the University of Utah. I found in a cave out there, a little mountain. Dates 4,000 years old. They would winter here. They'd come down the Ute Trail out to where I live, and they lived on the ducks and the geese. And they used decoy. They would get in the water and grab them by the legs, and you know, as the Shoshone call me. By the way, Darren Perry's running for Congress against Blake Moore, CIA. You know, he's head of the so-called Shoshone. He knows a lot, but he panty paints it. He's the native Mormon who says, oh, it's okay, they murdered us. The Spaniards were murdering natives here for 300 years. Oh yeah, do not kill yourself, the Spanish invaders, and we name everything California. I mean, it's all named after Spanish murderers. You know, the Gary House in San Diego to here. You want to talk about the long, evil walk on cancer. So I could write book after book after book, because I am fascinated, and I grew up with historian grandparents. Ella Potter Hunsaker was my grandma, Adelia and Myra Tracy, all the way back. You know, and Abraham Hunsaker IV, but my grandmothers were historians, and I listened. You know, and that's how the Shoshone, when you introduce yourself, you always introduce your parents, your grandparents. That's how you do it when you speak. I learned that. That's what I do. Everybody says you're too intimate, and I said, no, I'm not. It's recorded history. So, you know, I have cancer. I walk the whole coast of California. Not the Pacific Trail. I walk the beach. You know, I didn't ride a mule, Kit Carson. So the Shoshone around here call me Kevin Sosogoya. He was an evil motherfucker. Well, that's how this fucking country was founded. On fucking invading, murdering, genocide, evil. You know, go to the White House. I mean, Andrew Jackson, the great Indian killer, Custer. I mean, that's how you did. You went and killed Indians and Indians. Don't you love that word? The reason they're called Indians, Columbus, when he was, you know, had to lie to the queen so they didn't kill him. The Spanish queen. America Vespucci. You need to at least speak American. America Vespucci was from Florence, Italy. I've been at his grave and done videos. He fucking spoke Italiano and Spanish, but the Spaniard fucking murdered navies here for 300 fucking years. You know, until the long walk. Oh boy. Burn them out, scorched earth, evil fuckers. Do not, you know, indigenous people. I mean, I like Black Lives Matter, all of it. I'll show you racism. Be indigenous. It's fucking sickening. What a tale, but I'm not going to let this go down. This is the best, well, not the best, it's the most incredible metaphor I've ever seen in my life. You know, and I've been here my whole life. I have 10,000 plaster jobs in this town, so I'll keep doing more of these. This is important stuff, sorry. An Indian agent. People want them down? Mother Nature took care of this one. Stan Tooney. Kevin Blanch, 7th generation native boy. Stan Tooney.